Hi chat. Today I have the biggest update I've ever made for any of my avatars ever. It is the Project H Sophia 1.3 update, and the patch notes are as long as a full-on fucking video game, and I'm here to read them all out. The patch notes are super long, and my trackers are low on battery, so I'm just gonna start reading off and showing what the update brings. Okay, let's first start off with additions, and then we'll move on to fixes. First and foremost, we have her quest version, which I can't show you here, so I'll have a couple photos here for you to see. She has, surprisingly, pretty much every single feature that the main one has all the idols, all the arm changes. Doesn't have the overcharge or the shield because you can't animate emissions and stuff on Quest. But pretty much everything the PC has, the Quest has, it's actually insane how much has been kept because of the constraints that VR Chat did. After the Quest version, we now have her green version, which is this. This is green. I'll throw the stats up on screen, but it's green. It has a jacket toggle, so you can have this. You still got your arms and stuff. You can change your primary color, hair color, a bunch of all the face options and whatnot. You have go, cube map, face expression lock. And you can toggle the tail. You can change the size of the butt and boobs and make the stomach flat. And that's about it, really. There's no different arms or anything, just too many polygons to get down to 70,000. It was just, I tried doing it, it just didn't work. But you can now wear her wherever you want. And it does have a gold and supporter version. Project H now has pants. Ta-da! She has been given some sick fucking pants that go really well with the shoes. I took some sick photos with one of my friends the other day, which I'll throw up here. But yeah, the pants are fucking sick. She also now has some cute ass fucking swimwear that I'm really hoping that I'm allowed to show off on YouTube and I won't get a fucking warning or anything. But yeah, she's got some nice swimwear. The idea, you can now wear her in the pool and shit, and you don't have to go naked and if you're going in the water. It also just looks hot as fuck, so. The next change is actually my favorite one and is huge. You can now re-import the FBX all over her existing one, and nothing fucking breaks. It's really cool. You can put on shirts with their own bones and fucking pants and different clothing, and you can do basically whatever the fuck you want, and then you can re-import over the existing FBX, and it just doesn't break. Before, you move a bone or add a bone, and they just disappears. Everything just gone, everything breaks and shits itself. This, it just works, and it's sick. You can just import whatever, it's super easy, it's huge for everyone who wants to edit her, so fucking sick. Next addition is a first-person hair toggle, which is like a small thing where you can now make it that you can see your hair in first person. It's just like a cool little thing that I wanted to add because why not? I think it's cool, so there it is. Her hair now moves very, very slowly on its own. It's just like a vertex distortion thing. It's just like a tiny little cool little thing that you have to get really close to, and make your hair stop moving and get really close to it and you'll be able to see it. I can't really show it on here. The face tracking version now has all the toggles of the main one, but you can only see most of them. It's just not synced with everyone else just because face tracking takes 1 billion fucking memory. But you can now change the colors for yourself. So if you want to take photos and shit, you can do that with face tracking now. That's like the main thing is people were just like, I just want to take photos with the face tracking. I don't really give a shit about anything else. So I'm like, okay, you can now do it, but no one else can see the color changes. They can still see your arms and all the core toggles, but a lot of the colors and shit changing. Like anything on a radial has other people can't see. But it is an improvement to it not being there at all. Her blend file now has bone collections, so all of them are sorted into bones. This just makes editing way easier because she'd have a ton of bones and you'd be like, oh, I'm trying to edit this one bone, but all the hair's in the way. Well, now you can just click a little button and then all the hairs disappear and you can bring them back whenever you want and stuff. So just easier editing. Same with the arms, all the different arm bones and stuff have all been separated. All the arm bones and stuff have all been separated into collections. I've added knuckle bones, so like the knuckles like deform way better now. Before they'd kind of just like stretch really poorly, it'd look really weird and dumb and stupid. So now I fixed it. So now the knuckles, they still deform a little bit just because if they don't, it doesn't really work. But they look cleaner now. She now has MMD blend shapes on her face. So if you go to an MMD world and make her fucking dance and shit, take her to an MMD world and make her dance. She will have like expressions and stuff. Shout out to Era. Thank you so much, Era. She's my admin, one of my admins in my server, and she did it all for me because she's fucking goated and she's epic. So you can thank her. And yeah, so she now doesn't look. She doesn't have a cold death stare whenever you put her into an MMD world. I've added speed controls for the idols. Like there were some people who were like, oh, I want them to happen more often. Some of them were like, oh, I want them to happen less. So now you can just control them. There's none, frequent, default, infrequent, and rare. So like, yeah, that's cool. There's a toggle now where you can make it that the tail won't sleep, because I know like some people got annoyed by that. So now you can make it that the tail won't sleep at all. I've never actually told this feature, so you might be surprised that it exists, but if you jump off something like high up and then land, her like feet do something really cool where they spin and shit, and when you land there's like a big explosion and whatnot. I haven't shown that off because I want people to figure it out by themselves. So if you own her and you haven't figured that out, well, spoiler. You can now toggle that off, so then it won't happen, because if the world gravity is like really strong, it happens on like really small jumps, which is kind of annoying, so just made it, you can toggle it off. But that's it for the additions. There's a bunch of little stuff that I've added that I don't really want to say because it's funny to find people to find out the features themselves. But it's like some little things and whatnot, but that's it for the additions. Now let's on to the fixes, which I will try to speed run because I'm really tired. It's really late for me, so I'm really tired, but I'll try and speed run the fixes and explain what they mean and stuff. Arm ball 3, so when you go into the third arms, the little ball on the forearm will no longer like clip through. So see how it's not there at all. And if I turn on the shield, it won't be there either. So good little change. Supported version no longer uses enough VRAM. Accidentally included another material that wasn't needed, so it was just using a materials VRAM. So that was like 5 megabytes or something. So now that's fixed. So less VRAM for free. Let's go. Reduce visibility through the hair. So basically, if you looked at it at certain angles, you could like see her fucking scalp instead of the hair. That's now fixed and like made the shape a little bit better. Wrap around the wraparound neck of so like the sleepy stuff of the tail no longer triggers on desktop mode. For some reason, when it would go on your head, it would like clip through your face and mess up people's recordings and stuff. So he fucking knows. He fucking knows what he's done. He's fucking. He knows it. Anyway, so yeah, it'd go on your head and it would get in front of the camera, which I couldn't figure out how to fix, so that just put a band-aid fix. It now doesn't happen on desktop. Her butt looks better when you make it bigger and doesn't shake uncontrollably sometimes for some reason, so that doesn't happen. The sexy outfit now deforms around the butt better, so when you got a different butt size, it won't clip through and whatnot. The gold tail, now the end of it is like glowing and shit. The fallback shaders. So when someone has your shaders hidden, certain shaders will now hide, so then it looks better, which is like the smallest change in the world that no one gives a fuck about, but I think it was cool, so I did it. If you had the arm 3 out and then you tried toggling arm left on, a couple of the blend shapes would pop and look really weird, but now it just works and doesn't do that, so yeah. The files have been cleaned up slightly, just made them a little more organized, made everything better, it's just a little better and shit. I changed the render queue number of the default arms because in some worlds, they would render on top of particles and stuff, so that's been fixed. When the boobs were a bigger size, they would sometimes clip through some of the clothing on the sides. That doesn't happen anymore. Fix some small weight painting problems with the jacket, like how sometimes the arms would come through the elbow. So like if I pop these two on, you should see that they no longer clip through the elbow, and they don't deform as bad and whatnot. So you see that doesn't go through. And when you look inside the jacket, they no longer are like really tiny and weird looking. So that's been fixed. People reported sparks happening for no reason. So when you turn on the overcharge on the second arm, so this arm, when you turn on the overcharge, you can like put your fingers on things with colliders and sparks would fly everywhere and stuff. For some reason, dirt would randomly turn on, and now it doesn't do that. Oh, the shoe clips a lot less. So the shoe would sometimes clip at extreme angles. I always wear my trackers on my calf and not my foot, so I didn't really recognize it. It was really small, but now it doesn't clip at all. Shoes no longer clip through themselves, which is what I just said, so. Shoulder weight painting and improvements. So I got a chest tracker and elbows and shit, and I can like shrug now. Well, I mean, I don't have my chest tracker on right now, but when I do, I can shrug, and there was some really weird weight painting issues, and that would clip through, and some people pointed them out and stuff. And so that's been fixed. Her shoulder weight pain's been cleaned up. And tons and tons and tons of little changes. There are so many fucking changes in this video game ass-sized update that I can't remember them all. Like tons and tons of little things that have been fixed. But yeah, that's the 1.3 update. You get some new clothing, you get the quest, you get the green version, which, by the way, everyone gets. Everyone gets the quest in green version, and there's been some, I'm gonna be adding some upgraded, like some lower cost tiers below. But yeah, if you already own Project H, you get the green and you get the fucking quest and stuff, alright? So, all for free. So this has been the Project H 1.3 update. I'm incredibly happy with her, and no one has found her secret yet. Ciao!